Neil, a few weeks since we last spoke, have you been surprised about the support you've got?
Oh, the support's been wonderful. I mean, we started a Facebook group. It must have 700-800 people now. We're getting funding. People are donating money. People have been so helpful, and for a simple reason, because what we're campaigning about is saying that everyone is concerned about. It's our green spaces. Everyone's concerned.
So we've just walked from Pie Corner, to let people know that we're on the Hertfordshire side, near the Plymouth Evers pub, around that area, and we've walked through here. So what we've seen on our walk, is that going to be part of the road?
That is going to be part of the road. I mean, the road's going straight through. It's smashing through. I mean, where we're about to look, I mean, that does look just like Watership Down.
And so so for example, from the Woodyard, where we walked, through the Stinging Nettles, that hill behind you, it's green, it's grass, it's hills, but there are animals in there, aren't there?
It's absolutely packed with animals. It's thousands of rabbits. There's hares. It's that whole balance of predator and prey. But what they're trying to do here is they're cleverly cutting through the hillside, so that all the noise, all the pollution, all the light pollution is all affected in the Harlow side of the development. So this is our visual. We will visually see it. But for the people that live in these new houses, it's going to be concealed. So this road's been cleverly designed by the developers so that they can sell their houses and that they can get their raw materials in, and so that they can sell their houses quite quickly.
So 90% of this road will be in Hertfordshire, but possibly 100% of the noise, and noise is pollution, etc., is in Harlow.
That's exactly right. The light pollution, the visual pollution, the sound pollution. At night time is key because it's all going to be lit. We've got populations of bats. They're very sensitive to the lighting, as are most of the animals that we have now. They're out at night, so that light is going to affect them.
Okay, going back on the last few weeks since we last spoke, you've had a number of politicians down of different shades and status. What type of reaction have you got from different politicians?
I've been completely cross-party. This isn't a political. It doesn't matter what political party you support. Everyone has been moved. Councillors that have been in favour of this development have gone, Neil, I didn't realise. And then now, it's not that they're fools, it's just that the developers have been very clever. They've so many documents. It's a very, very complicated document, and they're just masking with pretty pictures. And they're not saying the harsh realities. It's absolutely a mess, and there's no goodness there for Harlow. There's nothing for us at all.
Because let's get this straight, the Harlow council have voted for something called the local plan, which is to, housing here, housing there. But part of the local plan, they've voted to say infrastructure improvements, and that could be a lay-by on 2nd Avenue near the clock tower, but it also, as part of the local plan, is this big road. So that's a big decision for the councils to make. When have they got to make this decision? When's it coming across these committees?
Well, they were making a decision in June of this year. They've now held back. They haven't released a date. It was going to be June, July, August. Now they haven't. Now it won't be until after September, mainly because they bungled it. They hadn't done the assessments. There's people called stakeholders, so Canal River Trust, the Environment Agency. They haven't done their homework. Because they can offset all the damage they do, they haven't even bothered to do the studies they're supposed to do. So they don't know what's up there. I mean, I could take you now. There's bee orchids. I can show you where otters. It's against the law to show you this, but when the developers come through, they're allowed to destroy them as long as they offset the damage they do, and they put some goodness for nature somewhere else. Not necessarily in our town and not necessarily in our county. What they'll do is in one of their big developments where they, £1 million houses, they'll throw a couple of £1 million onto that one. 4 houses worth maybe. It's not a lot.
So any of our readers who haven't engaged with this so far, any of our viewers, what would you ask them to do? Join the Facebook page and things like that?
Right now, Robert Hafflon has actually suggested that anyone who's got any concerns, that they should express their concerns to him. He's indicated that some people are in favour of this development. I haven't found one. Everyone who's brought up in Harlow understands about the green belt. It's just something that we know about. It's been completely completely taken away. It's an insult.
And there's a leaflet drop going on in the Mark Hall area, and that's all part of raising awareness, isn't it?
We're trying to raise awareness. People don't know. So many people have said to me, "No, I can't believe that. I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know," because you can't even get a copy of the documents in our own town. I've been to the library, I've been to the civic centre, they don't hold the documents. If you want to see the documents, you've got to go to Bishop Stortford. Bishop Stortford, it's a bit insulting, isn't it? This is affecting people in Harlow, yet we've got to go to Hertfordshire to see any documents. It's wrong.
It is wrong, and one of the things as well, we're here on a Wednesday afternoon, there's been a couple of cyclists, a couple of runners, dog walker, but in a year's time, this just could be carnage, couldn't it? A scar on the landscape.
It's going to be a scar on the landscape for considerable time. For the next 25 years, they're planning to take all the construction traffic through the back door so that the houses can be built, they can sell their houses, the noise and the pollution will carry on coming through from Harlow. The documentation is there, it shows it. It shows how they're going to be putting all the building materials through this route. That's why it's so important to the developers, because they want to sell their houses. They don't want to put the dumper trucks through the houses they just sold, so they're all going to go through the back door of Harlow. So we're going to have traffic delays for the next 25 years.